Welcome to Share the Knowledge.
Good morning to everyone. In today's video, we will discuss about two-port network parameters, especially Z parameter we are going to discuss. So before starting Z parameter, I just give this small introduction about two-port parameters. So this two-port parameters, okay, we know that if we have any black box, that means a network, if we are having either input terminal or output terminal, either only input or only output, we call these networks as one port network. That means it having only input, that means only excitation or only response. The network which is having both input and output, we call these networks as two-port networks. Okay, so the network which is having both input, that is excitation, and output response, that we call it as two-port network. Okay, in this two-port network, so we are having input voltage, okay, input voltage and input current. At the same time, output voltage and output current. That means total four elements are there. Okay, so in any case, two elements will be considered. Out of these four, any two combination will be considered. So from this, nothing but total 6. Okay, total 6 parameters we are having. So already you know that the parameters: Z parameter, Y parameter, ABCD parameters, and inverse ABCD parameters. Okay, inverse ABCD parameters and H parameter, hybrid parameters, inverse H parameters. Okay, either we call it as Z parameters. So these are the parameters out of these four elements, out of these four quantities. Any two quantity combination, we are getting total 6 parameters. Okay, so today I am going to discuss about Z parameter. Okay, Z parameter in our conventional exams, as well as any competitive exams. Both the things I will discuss in today's videos. Okay, Z parameter. So whatever this Z parameter is there, it is a simple KVL equation. Please observe here. For Z parameters, the input equation, okay, will be V1 equals to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, and output equation, okay, V2 equals to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. Okay, so this is input KVL, and this is output KVL. Okay, so I'm just representing the two-port network here. So this is my input voltage V1 and input current direction towards the network I1. At the same time, output voltage, and this is output current I am considering across towards the circuit. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, to find out this Z11, to find out this Z11, okay, V1 by I1 when output current is 0. Okay, when I consider this output current as 0, Z12 won't be, maybe 0 or may not be 0, but I2 can be 0. I2 can be 0. Okay, so from this Z11 equals to V1 divided by I1. When here this is the condition, please understand, this is the condition. When this is possible, when I2 equals to 0. Similar fashion, what about the Z12? V1 divided by I2. V1 divided by I2. When this is happen? When I1 is 0. Similar fashion, Z21 equals to V2 divided by I1 when I2 equals to 0. Z22 equals to V2 divided by I2 when I1 is 0. If you observe the things, these values, whatever the Z11 will gives the V1 by I1. So the first letter indicates the first numerator thing and next letter indicates the denominator thing. So you can observe those things. Okay, so if you observe all the conditions at a glance, so either input current may be 0 or output current may be 0. Input current may be 0 or output current may be 0 in all the conditions. For that reason, your Z parameters are termed as open circuit parameters. Open circuit parameters in either condition, in either input or output may be 0. Okay. This is your Z parameters. Okay. Here I am just considering a small network. Okay, I am just considering a small network. Later we will calculate for larger networks. Okay, so this is I just want to find out what is the Z parameters. Okay, what is the Z parameters for this circuit? First method, I am going for the conventional point of view. So this is my voltage V1 and this is the current I1. Okay, this is the current I1. So when I2 is 0, okay, when I2 is 0, this is open circuit. That means there is no voltage drop. There is no current in this 1 ohm resistor. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, in this the current will be flow. In these two circuits, the current will be flow here. So I am just simply applying the KVL here. So minus V1 plus I1 into 1 ohm resistor plus 2 into I1 equals to 0. So V1 equals to 3 I1. So Z11, what I know, Z11 equals to V1 by I1, nothing but 3. Okay, so I got the thing. And next one, when coming to this output side, okay, better draw the circuit for each and everything. So I am just calculating. So when this I1 is 0, here this term will be 0. There is no voltage drop at this 1 ohm resistor. So apply KVL at this loop. Minus V2. Okay, minus V2 plus I2 into 1 plus I2 into 2. Okay, equals to 0. So V2 equals to 3I2. That means Z22 equals to V2 by I2 equals to 3 ohms resistor. Okay, 3 ohms resistor. Okay, so till now whatever the calculations I done for the driving point impedances. That means both voltage and current are belonging to the same port. I'm looking for this voltage or current from the same port itself. That's why we call these two terms as driving point impedance. Where I'm seeing, from which port I'm seeing, from there itself I'm considering the voltage and current, both the things. But the rest of elements, whatever your Z21 and Z12 are belonging to different. I'm looking the voltage at port 1 for the current at second port. Okay, so for that reason I have to consider. Okay, so now I'm seeing the port. Okay, I'm seeing the port from this. This is the voltage, and for this current. Okay, for this current here I1 is 0. Better I'm drawing the circuit again. So this is 1 ohm resistor, this is 1 ohm resistor, and this is 2 ohms resistor. Okay, please look at. So I'm looking through this port. Okay, V1, and this I2 is 0. That means there is no I1. So this I1 current is 0. So whatever this voltage, there is no voltage across this here 1 ohm resistor. So whatever this V1 is there, it will be appears across your 2 ohms resistor. So whatever this voltage drop is because of your I2 current. So I can write V1 equals to 2 into I1. 2 into I1. When this is happen, only when I1 is 0. Without I1 equals to 0, there is no, there will be a voltage drop across your 1 ohm resistor. So please understand this. This will be happens only when I1 equals to 0. Okay. So V1 by I2 equals to 2 ohms. This will be happens only when I1 equals to 0. It is nothing but your Z12. Similar fashion, look at this side. So V2 equals to 2 into I1. So Z21 equals to V2 by I1 equals to 2 ohms resistor. This will be happens only when I2 equals to 0. So at a glance I mentioned this. This is 1 ohm resistor, this is 1 ohm resistor, this is 2 ohms resistor. So from this, the Z parameter I got as 3, 3 and 2, 2. Okay. So this is conventional whatever you got in your descriptive exams. But the same question if we got in your any competitive exam, don't do this entire KVL equations or anything else. So simply remember, so whatever your Z11, Z12 and Z21 and Z22, okay, whatever these elements is nothing but, so when this second port current is 0, so this is a reductant element, then it will be in combination. These two are in combination, so it is 3. The same time, when this second port is open, this is the reductant element, so these two are in series, so this is 3. Okay, so whatever the open current of opposite terminal, this is the voltage across here, and the current due to this element. So the element should be your shunt element in both the cases. So directly you can write the thing. Okay, so this is the Z parameter calculation. Remember one key point, that Z parameter calculation is very easy for T network. Compared to your pi network and ladder networks, for T network, Z parameter calculation is very easy. Z parameter calculation is very easy. Remember the concept, what is your symmetricity and reciprocity. Symmetricity and reciprocity. So whatever the elements, okay, whatever the elements, your Z11 and Z22 and Z21 and Z12 gives the conditions for your reciprocity and symmetricity. So simply, whatever your Z11 equals to Z22, when this is happened, the system is symmetrical. The system is symmetrical. Similarly, when Z12 equals to Z21, we can say the system is reciprocal. Okay. So I can give you one more shortcut by looking your network itself. Okay, by looking at your network itself, whether the system is symmetrical or symmetrical. Okay, whether the circuit is symmetrical or not. So before doing all these things, I can state that this system is, whatever the performance system is, both symmetrical and reciprocal. Both symmetrical and reciprocal. Forget about that. Look at your circuit. At one end, you are having the 1 ohm resistor and one more resistor. Please divide this 2 ohms resistor. As two parts. So for 4 ohms resistor parallelly connected, it will be 2 ohms. Okay. So I can divide this circuit. To half parts. So whatever this part circuit is exactly mirror image of that another part. I mean, left hand side circuit is the mirror image of your right hand side circuit. This way I can state it, the circuit is symmetrical without doing any calculation. I can simply state it thus, the circuit is symmetrical. One more I will do. So this is 1 ohm resistor and this is 3 ohms resistor and this is again 2 ohms resistor. Okay. So if anyone asks whether the circuit is symmetrical or reciprocal, we can directly state it that the circuit is not symmetrical, because at one end it is 1 ohms resistor and at the other end it is 3 ohms resistor. So we can't do anything. Okay, we can't do that. You can state this, we can do this 1 ohm resistor split whatever this 3 ohms resistor as 2 ohms, and we can do this thing as this element, whatever this part of the circuit is symmetrical. No, we can't split the elements. So whatever the entire network, the symmetrical and reciprocal is done for entire network. So this type of thinking will not be holds good. Okay. So in the conclusion, I just stating few points. So whatever the Z11 V1 by I1 when the condition is 0. At the same time, your Z22 V2 by I2 when the condition is I1 is 0. So it belongs to the same port. That's why we call this as driving point. This is input and this is output. Driving point input impedances, output impedances. Similar fashion, these are belonging to one port. The voltage belongs to one port and current belongs to another port. So that way we are transferring the impedances. So these terms are considered as transfer impedances. Okay, transfer impedances. Okay, this is the first point. Okay, and calculation of your Z parameters. And next one, symmetrical and reciprocal conditions. For symmetrical, Z11 equals to Z22 For reciprocal, Z12 equals to Z21. Okay. So because of the condition is entire current based thing, open circuits, your Z parameters are termed as open circuit parameters. Open circuit parameters. And the calculation of Z parameters are very easy. The calculation of Z parameters are very easy for your T networks. For T networks compared to your pi network. Compared to your pi network, T network calculation is very easy. Very easy. Okay. From the Z parameter itself, okay. From the Z parameter itself, we can retrieve our Y parameters also. So I just take this Z parameters, Z11, Z12, Z21, Z22. Okay. To find out the inverse, first find out the det. So det will be Z11, Z22 minus Z12, Z21. That is det. What is the adjoint of your Z matrix? Adjoint of your Z matrix, since it is in a 2 by 2 network. Okay. For Z inverse is nothing but adjoint of Z divided by det of Z. Adjoint of Z divided by det of Z, nothing but Z22 divided by det Z. So I am not writing entire equation, simply I am mentioning the det of Z. Z12 divided by det of Z minus Z21 divided by det of Z, Z11 divided by det of Z. Okay. So this is nothing but your Y parameters. So it will be your Y11, Y12, Y21 and Y22. So this is the conversion of your Z parameters to Y parameters also. So by this I conclude the complete Z parameters. Thank you.